Hey guys. Hello. We are going to talk a little bit about adding and subtracting negatives. So I know you've been working on adding negatives, and you've been doing a good job with that. And we've looked at a couple of different ways to kind of visualize that. And today we're going to look at even a couple more, but we're also going to add in subtraction. So I want you to pause the video. If you want to really get the most out of this, go ahead and pause the video for a second and see if you can do these problems. 4 plus -2, -2 plus -3, -12 plus 13, 8 plus -7, and 9 plus -10, and -5 plus 1. Go ahead and pause the video and then come back when you've got some answers. Okay, so hopefully you've had a second to go ahead and try those problems, and let's see how you did. So 4 plus -2, the answer to that should be 2. -2 plus -3, I've got some negatives here, and I've got more negatives here. I'm putting these negatives together with these negatives, so I've got a lot of negatives, and I end up with -5. This one, I've got -12 and 13. A question that you want to ask yourself when you have different signs is, who do I have more of? Do I have more negatives or do I have more positives? And in this case, we have more positives. So I know that my answer will be positive. So it's a +1. Same with this one. Who do I have more of? I have more positives. So if I add a -7, I'm going to end up with a +1. On this one, it's a similar problem. The numbers are one space apart if you look at their absolute value, but I have more negatives. Now, if I have more negatives, that means my answer is going to be -1. And here, I have more negatives, so I know my answer is going to be negative. -5 plus 1 is -4. Whoa, what did I just do? That's a weird looking 4. Anyway, okay. So if you're not getting those, it's okay. It's really okay. Don't worry about it. You'll get it, okay? A calculator will come in handy. So I talked to the group that came to the class that you are now watching and asked them again, do you have a calculator that will help you do negatives? Because not all calculators make that so easy. You want one that looks kind of like this. A scientific calculator will do it. Britton had a great point. You can also look on your Chromebook or use Desmos or something like that if you want to. But this kind of calculator here has a little button right there. Whoa, wrong way. This one that helps you do negatives. So if anybody would like me to mail you one, you can borrow it. I hope to get it back next year when you're 8th graders. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. But I just want you to have a calculator because as we start doing algebra, there's going to be a lot of operations with negatives, and you're going to need that. Okay, so let's go back to pointer. Okay, oops. Oh no. Okay, another way that we've looked at this is things canceling out. So if you're adding a negative with a positive, so for instance, -7, if we're adding that to +5, we're going to match them up as much as we can, and then whatever's left over is the answer. So let's look at what that looks like here. If I have -7, 7 negatives, and 5 positives, those are going to cancel each other out. They're just done. They're gone because a -1 and a +1 equals 0. So this is like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. We don't need it. It's gone. We're left with 2 negatives. So -7 plus 5 is -2. So that's one way to visualize. Another way is this funny little car here. He goes -2, and then he sees that he needs to add +5. So he's going to have to turn around and go towards the positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he ends up on 3. So -2 plus 5 is 3. We can do the same thing if we're adding a negative number here. So we're going to start at 5. He's heading in the positive direction. He's going to go up to 5. But now he notices there's a negative 3. So he's going to need to turn himself around and go 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, and he ends up on 2. So 5 plus negative 3 is 2. So there's a couple different ways to visualize adding positive and negative numbers. You can either do the matching up and canceling out method, or you can use a number line. Those are 2 ways to look at it. Today we're going to use a third way. It's kind of like a number line, and you will see. We're going to use balloons and sandbags. So here we are. We're going to call this guy Bob. Bob is right here on 0. If we add a balloon, Bob goes up, because as we know, pretend these are helium balloons, and they're like really strong, big helium balloons. And so one balloon lifts him 1 spot. So that's kind of like saying 0 plus 1. We added 1 balloon and he went up. There's also something that can move Bob, and that is a sandbag. Now, sandbags, as you know, are super duper heavy. So when he grabs onto a sandbag, whoa, he goes down. So that's kind of like saying 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. Okay, so let's do a couple of problems with this. So we've got negative 5. Bob's going to start on negative 5, and we're going to give him 3 balloons. So negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2, because each balloon makes him go up 1 spot. And if we have 3 balloons, we went 1, 2, and 3. So negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Here we are. We're starting at 3, and we're going to add sandbags. Sandbags are heavy. They're going to pull him down, okay? So where will Bob be if we add 4 sandbags? We're starting here. We're going to go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. So that's kind of like saying 3 plus negative 4, and we end up on negative 1. Here we are starting on negative 5. What happens if we add 6 balloons? We're going to go up or down. Ask yourself. If we add balloons, we add a positive, where are we going to go? Balloons pull us up, right? So we're going to go up and up to 1, because we started on negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We end up with 1. So negative 5 plus 6 is 1. How about if we start on 3 and we add 5 sandbags? 5 sandbags. Sandbags pull us down. They're like adding a negative. So if we go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we end up on negative 2. Let's see if I was right. There we go. So positive 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2. So up to this point, Bob's been modeling for us adding integers. So if we add a balloon, we're like adding a positive, and if we add a sandbag, we're adding a negative. So balloons equal positives. Sandbags equal negatives. If we add a balloon or a sandbag, we're just adding. If we take one away or remove one, then we're subtracting. So if we add a balloon, adding a positive. Adding a sandbag, adding a negative. Removing a balloon, subtracting a positive. Removing a sandbag, subtracting a negative. And when we start subtracting negatives, things get a little weird. Okay, so here's Bob. He's starting on 3. We're going to take 2 balloons away. Now remember, balloons hold us up. So if we take them away, we're going to go down. So it's like subtracting a positive. So it's basically 3 minus 2. And we all know that 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so here we are. We're starting at negative 5. But this time, we're going to take the sandbags away. Now, sandbags hold us down. They're heavy. So if we take them away, that's going to allow us to go up. So when we subtract a negative number, we go up. The number will get higher. So if we're starting on negative 5 and we take 8 sandbags away, we're going to go up 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. According to my calculations, Bob should end up on 3. Let's see what happens. Okay, so -5 minus -8 is 3. I really need you to get this, guys. This is so important. It's really going to help you for the rest of your math forever in high school and everywhere else. If you can just remember that when we subtract a negative, we're taking a sandbag away. Those negatives hold us down. And when we subtract a negative, it makes us go up. Okay? So when you subtract a negative, it's kind of like adding a positive. You're going up, you're getting higher. All right, here's Bob again. Bob starting at 3. Bob is removing 5 balloons. So this is kind of like 3, and since balloons are positives, it's kind of like 3 minus 5. Think to yourself, are we going to go up or down? If balloons hold us up, positives go up. So if we take them away, we're going to go down. And I bet some of you knew already we were going to end up on -2. 3 minus 5 is -2. Okay. We're starting on -6 this time, and we're going to take some sandbags away. We're going to take 5 sandbags away. Again, remember, we're on -6. Those sandbags are holding us down. But if we take the sandbags away, where are we going to go? We're going to go up. So that means if we take 5 negatives away, we're going to go up 5 spots. See if you can think about where we might end up. And here we go. -1. -6 minus -5 is -1. Here's another one. They gave us some bigger numbers just to kind of make it a little bit more challenging. -30. We're going to take 4 balloons away. Okay, hang on a second now. We're already starting in negative territory. And if we take balloons away, balloons hold us up. So if we take them away, we're going to go down further into negative territory. So let's see what happens. We're going down to -34. So -30 minus 4 is -34. If we take a positive away, we're going down. Okay, so what happened when he took the balloons away? We went down because we're subtracting a positive. What happens when we took the sandbags away? Well, we went up because when you subtract a negative, your value will increase. It will go up. Let's look at this again. -8. Bob's got a lot of sandbags. What happens if we remove 13 sandbags? Okay, now hang on. Removing sandbags, that's subtracting a negative. Sandbags hold us down. Negatives hold us down. If we get rid of some, we're going to go up. So we're going to go up 13 spots. Here we go. So -8 minus -13 is 5. Here we are at -5. We're at -5 already. And we're going to remove 9 balloons. Are we going to go up or down? Well, balloons stand for positives. They hold us up. But if we take them away, we're going to go down. So when we subtract a positive, we go down. So -5 minus 9, we're going to end up on -14. Here we are on -25. What happens if we remove 8 sandbags? If we remove 8 sandbags, that's going to make him go up. So -25 minus -8. Minusing a negative, we go up. We go up 8 spots and we end up on -17. So -25 minus -8 is -17. We're still negative, but we certainly have increased the value because -25 is down here and -17 is up here. Okay. Pause the video for just a second and see if you can do these problems on your own. There's one more there. See if you can do these problems on your own. Just pause the video. And I want you to think. Take your time and think about Bob going up and down. What's going to happen? Okay? Pause the video just for a second. See if you can figure it out. Okay. So hopefully you took a little time with that and you remembered when we subtract a negative, we're going up this many spaces. So -3 minus -2 is going to put us on -1. We're still negative, but we have gone up. 10 minus -3. Now this is kind of a weird one. 10 minus -3. If we minus a negative, we go up. So we're starting with positive 10. We need to go up 3 more. 10 plus 3, or up 3, is 13, and that's a positive 13. 15 minus 3, pretty easy. They're both positives. 12. -2 minus -4. Now we're going to start on -2, and then we're going to go up 4 because we're subtracting a negative. So if you picture a number line in your head starting on -2, we're going to go up to -1, 0, 1, and 2. So the answer there is 2. -4 minus 1. Okay, we're starting with a negative, and then we're taking a positive away. That means we're going to go down. So we're going to start on -4, and we're going to go down 1. We end up with -5. And this last problem here, 5 minus -15. Again, we're starting with 5, and then we're going up 15 because we're taking away those sandbags that are holding us down. We're minusing a negative. So we're going to end up with positive 20. Okay, I hope that was helpful. There is a quiz attached to this, guys. So let me know if you have any questions. Please email me. Good luck. Nice job. Thanks for paying attention. And feel free to rewatch it if you need to.